Don't move. Turn your fantasy football into reality. Here's CJ.
I really do like that music. Hey, I'm CJ. This is the Dirty Landry Report, and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Today we're going to talk about KYLER Murray and my thoughts on if you want him on your fantasy football team this year. If it's a dynasty team, oh, definitely you want him. If it's a redraft, well, there's some question marks. And the reason for that is because, of course, he's hurt. And the injury that he's sustained isn't a good one. Extensive rehabilitation is required, and usually that's an 8 to 10 month process. His surgery was at the end of December, so you're looking at a guy coming back in October, which means he's going to miss probably the start of the NFL season. Now, I don't see anything that contradicts that at the moment. So here's the scenario. If you have him on your team, and this is why you want him on your dynasty for sure. I mean, he's consistent, and he's as good as any, other than the elite. Although he does own one statistic which is better than Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes, for all how good he is, and yeah, he's the number one guy that in my fantasy world. Mahomes has a career completion percentage of 66.3, and KYLER Murray is at 66.8. Whew, one for the good guys. Anyway, you take your small victories where you can. But here's what you get with KYLER Murray in your dynasty league. You get 22 touchdowns a year. Then last year he was on pace for 22. His first 3 years in the league, 20, 24, 26. That's 22 average. His yardage, his passing yardage, 37, 39, 37, and last year was on pace for 37 before he got hurt after 11 games. How many rushing touchdowns will he score a year? He averages 6. And he is on pace or runs on pace for about 600 yards a year on the ground. So the guy gets points in fantasy, and he's good for your fantasy team if he's playing. The fact of the matter is he only played 11 games last year, and he was still on pace to just a remarkably consistent player. That's the way to look at him. You're going to get 3,700 yards. You're going to get 22 or 24 touchdowns from him. He's going to rush for 6. That's who he is. He's going to run for 600 yards. But this is the thing now. What happens if he misses the season? He could. And a couple of scenarios here. Let's say that he misses the first 6 games of the season, and the Cardinals start the year at 0-6 or 1-5 with Clayton Tune as their quarterback. That's a distinct possibility that could happen. Do you really think the Cards are going to bring KYLER Murray back if they're 0-6? They probably just shut him down for the year and bring him back in 2024. Also, by bringing him back and winning a few games, hello Houston, we have a problem. If you come back and win some games, you might not get top pick in the draft next year. And top pick in the draft is pretty valuable, especially if you've got KYLER Murray coming back the next year and your top pick in the draft. That makes your team just that much better. See? So if they start out badly and out of the race, you're not going to likely see KYLER Murray play. Well, that's my opinion anyway. However, what if they're 5-1 or 6-0 and Clayton Tune has become the Brock Purdy 2.0 with a 5th round draft pick? His last year of college, 45 touchdowns, 4,000 yards, 500 rushing. So what happens if you're 5-1 and Clayton Tune is tearing it up and KYLER Murray's ready to come back? Same scenario. In Dynasty, you can overcome that because if that happens, you might see a trade happen at the end of the year or during the year, and you can recoup your investment the following year and carry on. But in redraft, you drop them. Why would you draft them? That's the reason that I say that in redraft, I don't think I want him. But in Dynasty, I definitely do because he's a model of consistency. So based on all of that, the best case scenario for your redraft team is that by the time he comes back, they're still in it. They're 2-2, 3-1, even 1-3 type of thing. At least they've won or they've been close, and they're still in the hunt for a playoff spot. If that's the case, if that's the scenario, then yeah, he's okay to have on your redraft team. But I honestly don't see that with McCoy and Clayton Tune there. I don't see the Arizona Cardinals starting out the year anything other than maybe 1-4, 1-5, 0-5, 0-6 type of thing. So I don't want him on my redraft team. On my dynasty team, I would actively go looking for him if I don't have him on my team. The guy who has him on his team might just be at that point where he's frustrated and wants out, and you might be able to get him at a bargain. But sometimes these players are out of sight, out of mind. So that's why you can get them. And this is a guy that I think you should actively pursue. Kyler Murray, yes. Your dynasty team, definitely a quarterback that you want to have. Hey, I'm CJ. Thanks very much for watching the show again. We'll be back next time. We're going to talk about the Baker Mayfield. Same question. Do I want him on my fantasy team? Could be the same answer. Have a great day.